Hello, everybody. We are back with another lesson. Some of you guys may be seeing this in class, and I'll be there in person. Crazy. For everyone else, welcome back. Now, I'm going to start, of course, with a joke. Oh, your favorite part. All right, here we go. What's orange and sounds like a parrot? It's a carrot. It's orange and rhymes with a parrot. Carrot. Okay. Now I've got another one for you. What is yellow and looks like a circle? You guys probably don't know, but it is a circumference of a circle that I drew just then for this lesson. Cool. So we've got a circumference of a circle. What is it? We're gonna dive into that today. So the circumference of a circle is simply the perimeter of a circle. Now we know perimeter is the outside length. Circumference is just the fancy name for the perimeter of a circle. Now your circumference has two formulas that we can use. They're both the same, but sometimes it's helpful to know both, so it's easier and we can kind of jump into one faster than the other. So we've got C for circumference equals that weird symbol called pi times D for diameter, or 2 times pi times r, which is radius. Now, if you notice, your diameter is 2 times your radius anyway, so that's why there's two formulas. You can use one or the other. If I were to pick one, I'd pick the 2 pi r one. And the pi d one is it's just helpful if you know it. Now, what is that weird looking symbol that I said pi for? It kind of looks like this. And just to put it very simply, pi is a number that we use to help find circumference and area of circles. If you guys want to know more, which I'm pretty sure you guys don't, but if you do, there's a million videos out there on the amazingness of pi. A lot of people will talk about it. It is what it is. So if you don't have a scientific calculator, which you should have one today, by the way, if you don't, get on it. It's approximately 3.14, 15962. I don't remember the rest. But that is roughly 3.14. So if you're not sure, just use that in your calculations. Okay, so you're going to have questions like this where they ask you to find the circumference of these two circles. Now here, the first one, part A, we've got a diameter. This is clearly a diameter because it goes from one side all the way to the other. Okay, so that means the formula is we have circumference equals pi times diameter. Now, because they're right next to each other, we assume it's multiply. So for here, we're going to answer it to 2 decimal places. Just going to go pi, which is going to be shift, and it's on your calculator. You guys aren't going to be able to see that. I don't know why I even tried. I thought it might. So it's going to be 3.14 times diameter, which is 10. And that so ends up becoming 31.4. Technically 1415. So it'll be 0.42 and it'll be centimeters. If you put that in your calculator, that's what will come up once you round it correctly to 2 decimal places. Okay, for this one here, we've actually got a radius. So that means the formula we're going to use is 2 times pi times r, which stands for radius. All right, so here we're going to get 2 times pi times 3.5. And so if you put that in your calculator, you should get hopefully 21.99 centimeters. Okay, and that there would be your two answers. That's your circumference of this circle. That's your circumference of that circle. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that's pretty straightforward. Just note which one you have if you have diameter or radius, and you should be sweet. Now, what they might also ask you is to find the length of the arc. Now, if they ask you for the length of the arc, they're only asking for a small portion of the circle. So they're asking for that part there. That's it. Just that little curved bit. Now for here, the way that I would do that is, well, your length is going to be given by some sort of fraction over 360. So in this case, it's going to be, I know it's going to be 90 on 360, or in other words, a quarter. So 1/4 times, and then the whole circle. So it would be 2 times pi times your radius, because that there's your radius. So 8. So that 90 over 360, that's because that there is 90 degrees. And remember, a whole circle has 360. So I just simplified 90 on 360 to 1 on 4. And then I have my 2 times pi times r. So here, I'll write the formula so you guys don't get confused and you know exactly what I'm doing. It's going to be some sort of angle over 360 times it by 2 times pi times r, or pi times diameter, whichever one you want. So here, I'm going to put that in, and it's going to end up being 12 point, to 1 decimal place, it would be 12.6 centimeters for me. And that there would be your length of just the arc. Okay, now what they might ask you to do is they might ask you to find now the perimeter. So the perimeter means it's the arc and the other sides. Okay, so we're not just trying to find the arc, we're trying to find everything all together. So let's start with the arc first. The arc we know is going to be the angle. So remember, it's some sort of angle over 360 times 2 times pi times r. That's our formula. Here it's going to be 120 on 360 because that's our angle, times 2 times pi times, and the radius here is 10. And so we've got this, and if we put that in our calculator, it's going to be, I might take a while to do this, so I should probably skip it, but you know what? I don't want to edit the video, so you guys are just going to watch me do it. 2 times pi times 10. And so this ends up being 20 point, it says to 1 decimal place, so 20.9 meters, because that's the units that we're working with. And that there is just for the arc. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to add the other sides. I want to find the perimeter of the whole shape. So I need to add that length and that length. Now those there are actually just our radius of the circle. So that means those there are just another 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 for those two sides that I showed you just then in the green. So that means the total perimeter would be something like 20 plus 30 plus 10, sorry, 20 plus 10 plus 10, that gives me 40.9 meters. And that's how you'd find the perimeter of the figure. I hope this helps. And for everyone at home, yeah, leave a like and a subscribe, make me famous. If not, hopefully that helps. Happy mathing, and I'll catch you guys later. Okay, bye.